Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful pot of oxtail pelau. So first we're going to start off with a little bit of oil and about a tablespoon or so of brown sugar. So we're going to be caramelizing this to use as our coloring. And you want to do this on low heat because the caramelization process goes really quickly and you don't want to over caramelize it because it'll have a bitter taste. So you want to do it on low heat. Once it reaches to the color that you desire, you're going to go ahead and add your oxtail to this. And then you're going to just go ahead and give it a little stir while you're adding that in, just so you can mix the caramelized sugar around, because we want to get it over all parts of our meat. And once it's colored on one side, we're just going to go ahead and flip those so we can get that same beautiful brown color on the other side. And then we're just going to let that sit for a couple minutes just to brown that side properly. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and add some water to this. And I'm just using I just add some water to the seasoning that was already in the pan. All right, so we're gonna let that cook. It's gonna take about an hour and a half to two. You're going to need to add more water throughout the process, or you can just tenderize it in a pressure cooker like I'm about to do, because I don't have 2 hours to be cooking no oxtail for pelau. So once my oxtail is tenderized, I transferred it back to the pot, and this is where we're gonna finish making our dish. So to this, I'm adding some chopped scallion and some carrots. Then I'm also going to add some pigeon pea. I'm using the canned one. If you have fresh, you can always use fresh. You just have to cook it a little longer. But I'm using about a cup of pigeon pea or a whole can. Then I'm going to add about 1 cup of coconut cream to this. Then we're just going to give that a good stir. And then we're going to just cover it and let it come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, then we're going to go ahead and add our rice in. I'm using about a 2.5 cup of white rice. I'll have the recipe in the description box below with the precise measurements that I used. In terms of liquid, it's going to be a little bit tricky to tell you guys how much liquid I use, because the cooking process for the oxtail, it's kind of hard to measure how much liquid, because I tend to use 2.5 cups of liquid to 2 cups of rice when I cook rice. I never double on the liquid. So I just added a little bit more of rice right here because the liquid was a little bit too much for my liking. I like my pelau dry. I don't like the wet one. But if you prefer a wet pelau, you can leave that amount of rice in there. All right, so once that's done, I'm just adding some salt for taste. You can taste it and add as much or as little salt as you desire. Then we're just going to cover this and keep it on low heat until the rice is cooked. You want to keep it on low heat because pelau burns easily if it's on like medium or high heat because of all the sugar and starch that's in there. All right, so once our liquid has dried out, we're just going to fluff our rice a little bit. and let it steam for a little bit longer. That's how I like my pelau fluffy. It tastes good either way. It's just your preference. If you like a more wet pelau, then you can add more liquid to your rice. All right, so we're just gonna cover that and let it steam on extremely low heat for about another 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll be finished. Okay, so our pelau is done and ready to be served. This, guys, goes very well with coleslaw. It's like you can't have pelau without coleslaw, in my opinion, and some sweet plantains on the side. And you can also, you can use any meat for your pelau. You can do chicken, you can do pork, you can do beef, whatever you're liking. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and I'll have the recipe in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Please remember to subscribe and like.